Hi again, everyone, and welcome in to Cincinnati Bengals Talk. I'm James Rapien. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. Make sure you check out allbengals.com. And look, you knew it was coming, right? You knew it was coming after the Bengals went 10-7, their improbable run to the Super Bowl, that there were going to be naysayers. It's going to happen. And look, I understand it. The Bengals did have injury luck on their side for the 2021 season. They did have turnover luck in the playoffs. So you knew the videos were going to come, that the sound bites were going to come, that the columns were going to come about how in this dreaded AFC, the Bengals, well, they were going to go from making it to the Super Bowl and being AFC champions to not making the playoffs. And, well, it happened because two ESPN personalities and one reporter, both saying that, the Bengals aren't going to make the playoffs. It's our good friend Mike Tannenbaum and then Dianna Russini. Here's the clip. I can't wait to react to it. But first, you have to see the clip. Tannenbaum, Russini saying Bengals will be on the outside looking in.
Well, really for the same reason that Dianna just said, I like Baltimore. So believe it or not, I have Cincinnati out.
Whoa.
And that's really hard to say when you have the great Joe Burrow. They've improved the offensive line, but they're going to miss C.J. Uzomah, who they lost in free agency. I just felt like last year, everything went right for them. I just think it's going to be one of those years where even though Cincinnati made it all the way to the Super Bowl, I have them out as of now. But as Teddy said, check back in a week because my plan and prediction is firmly etched in pencil.
Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase are unbelievable, right? Mm-hmm. They are going to be in this league causing problems for a really long time, but I don't think they're going to be able to capture a little bit of that luck that they had last season in the postseason and repeat that. I think it's difficult, whether you win the Super Bowl or if you play in the Super Bowl, to come back and have a performance like that.
Like I said, you knew it was coming. And I get it. I do. I understand it. Because it's easy to count the Bengals out because it was kind of an improbable run. And it was this run that not many people expected. But here's why I disagree. Because, that run was very improbable, unexpected. But if the Bengals had gotten crushed by the Raiders, let's just say the Raiders had beat them 40-10 in the wild card, in the wild card round at Paul Brown Stadium. Well, you'd have that playoff drought still in effect, and that would be lingering. But with the offensive line additions, which they had to make regardless of how the playoffs and the outcome of the playoffs, we knew that in January when they were playing the Raiders. We would look at it and say, oh man, they're much improved. Imagine what Burrow's going to look like not coming off of, a season-ending ACL, MCL repair in that left knee. Imagine what it's going to look like now with Jamar Chase a year older, stronger, more mature, even more refined as a route runner. Imagine what it's going to look like with a competent offensive line with Joe Mixon. A lot of the things that you're saying now would have happened anyway. So they might have had some luck go their way en route to a Super Bowl. But I look at this team, and they're certainly a playoff team. They're certainly a team that, first things first, let's just start at the quarterback because it starts with the quarterback, and we're going to talk about the quarterback. And when you look at Burrow and his weapons, there's certainly a possibility where by the middle of the 2022 season, Joe Burrow is the best quarterback in football. Not fifth, not eighth, not 12th, not is it Herbert or Burrow, or is it Mahomes or Burrow, or Josh Allen or Burrow, or Tom Brady or Burrow, or Aaron Rodgers or Burrow. No, there is a realistic, and I'm not saying it's going to for sure happen, but if you give a guy time who got sacked 70 times, 3.5 sacks per game, 20 games, if you give him time, and he was throwing darts anyway and setting Bengals records, is he going to set NFL records? Is he going to win the MVP? I think that's a realistic path. I'm not saying that should be the expectation because it's really, really damn hard to win an MVP, even if you are the best on the planet. So I don't know if expectation is the right word, but realistic path to me, that's where it feels like it fits in. And look, I understand it, and I'm not going to take it personal, especially Mike Tannenbaum. Either of these, neither one. I interviewed Mike Tannenbaum at the Super Bowl. Dianna Russini, I think, it does a great job as a reporter, and I get it. Some fans came after her because she talked about Jamar Chase and him talking about personal goals and everything like that, and at the beginning of the season. That being said, I think this team just has what it takes to rebound from a loss like that. We saw it time and time again in 2021, where they rebound from ugly loss, back-to-back losses, everybody starting to doubt them again. And they had this huge flaw that was a thorn in their side that hurt their best player and best players. And so maybe Diana's right. Maybe the defense does take a little bit of a step back. I could certainly see it. Are we sure that wasn't Eli Apple's best season? What if they don't add another corner? What if the corner they get, let's say they draft one at 31 like everyone seems to want, what if that corner isn't ready to go? Right? What if that's a Darqueze Dennard situation or a Dre Kirkpatrick situation or one of these corners where it's not an instant plug and play like Jonathan Joseph where they get nicked up or whatever happens? Okay? I mean, I understand it. And that's the thing to me is how deep are they and where are they deep? And that's why I don't think they should quit on the offensive line, right? I think 31 offensive line should still be very much in play. I know some think otherwise. I've chatted with some in person and on social media, just fans like, offensive line's pretty good now. You could focus on defensive tackle or you could focus on corner. That might be the biggest need. Yeah, but if Tyler Linderbaum is there or one of these dudes that's just straight up baller, you take him because protecting Burrow is how you get to your top potential. And so I'm not going to make a record prediction right now without a schedule. I'm not going to say the Bengals are going to win the North again. But looking at this team, I think they are drastically better. Because, look, it's not as simple as, oh, well, yeah, of course, they can protect Burrow and they're going to be great. I don't know if they're going to be a great offensive line. But they're going to be competent, at least on paper. I think that's a fair expectation for the Bengals offensive line. And so if that's the case, well, guess what? Joe Burrow, going to keep rising. That's what happens. That's what happens with freaks like this that obsess about football. And I say that in a nice way. But he's a freak, right? And I think these other guys are freaks too. I think Alex Kappa's a freak. I think La'el Collins has something to prove to everybody in the league. There's a reason he signed really a bargain deal. And we talked about this on Locked On Bengals. It's basically a 3-year, $21 million deal. And he's got a lot of per-game roster bonus money, over $7 million in per-game roster bonus money. I wrote about it at allbengals.com. You could check it out. But Collins, it's a deal. And so I look at this team. They have guys that are hungry, that want to win, and they have a guy who could be ascending to the top player at the most important position in sports. And when you have that and you surround them with weapons, that's a great space to be in, regardless of who's on the other side, regardless if it's Russell Wilson, regardless if it's Patrick Mahomes, regardless if it's Tua Tagovailoa, because now it seems like everybody thinks that the Dolphins are going to be a force to be reckoned with, and maybe they will be with an offensive mastermind like Mike McDaniel, and people across the league really, really respect him, along with guys, Jalen Waddle, and you got Tyreek Hill. That's a lot of speed. So I get it. I understand it. But to me, I look at this Bengals team, kept a lot of their defensive players, added to the offensive line, have all of their weapons under contract. You lose Uzama, you gain back Uzama, by the way.
CJ Uzma.
Uzama. Anyways, you gain Uzama, or you lose Uzama, you gain Hayden Hurst. I think from an explosive standpoint, probably a slight upgrade. So overall, I think this Bengals team is better. A lot of the other teams are better. But if you're making Joe Burrow's life easier, he has a chance to be the best player on the field, on any field he's on any field. So you like your chances. So I'm not going to crush them. They have to have an opinion, and that's their opinion. At the same time, I think it would be foolish to say, oh, well, the Bengals made that run, and it's going to be, that improbable run is just going to be that, oh, my God, do you remember that 2021 Bengals team that went to the Super Bowl? I don't think that. I think that was the start of, multiple playoff appearances back to back to back, 2011 to 2015. Now, obviously, can they not only keep a streak like that and maintain a streak like that and be sustainable, but also make another run? We'll see. But come on now. It's hard for me to think, the Bengals now, they're not going to make the playoffs, because I think they're going to be a much better in a much better place, a much better team on paper week 1, 2022 than when they took the field against the Minnesota Vikings and edged out the Vikings in week 1 of 2021. For more, make sure you hit the ring bell here and subscribe because we're going to have a ton coming your way. We're about to pivot the draft coverage. And in the meantime, in between, make sure you check out allbengals.com because it's a one-stop shop for all of your reading, because I do a lot of writing there, all of your reading of Bengals content. But we appreciate you watching, as always. For our channel coordinator, Andrew Fox Miller, I'm James Rapien signing off for now right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk.